Alright guys, so we finally had some of the move in the price and actually positive. So let's look at that closer, what happened and what to expect next. Basically, the main thing is that, as we expected, that this triangle, this descending wedge was broken, and really at this point it was like 50-50 where it will be broken because of the different reasons. And in fact, to be honest with you guys, I expected this triangle to be broken downwards, and not that far, because you see there was somewhere around here 200 weeks moving average, and also a lot of the expectations of many traders, many investors, for the price to go down. So maybe even the price could go to the lower low, and then it will be or at least at this level will be double bottom, and then if lower low, then a lot of people would expect it to go even further, and then as soon as many people will sell, then the price can go up. So it would be like a perfect false breakout, but it didn't happen, and basically the market played a pretty simple game right now, and it just pumped up after that, and it didn't even try to break 200 weeks moving average, which is in principle a good news, because like we have at least some positive sentiment right now. And you see this huge volume, the huge spike, it doesn't look like the false breakout at all. So I think that the next thing which we would expect to happen is that we will see some correction of this move. Actually, we already have it, because it was up to 3,700 plus on Coinbase, and now we have like it sort of correlating. In principle, there is sort of a bullish pennant here right now, and as soon as it will consolidate for a while, then I would expect it to go even higher. One thing to notice is that we have finally another triangle here, which is this one. So it's much bigger one, and the highest point which I'm looking at right now is $4,100, because you see, if you would compare two levels, let's say this 4,100, which is the most expected level to be broken, and like new higher high, at least comparing to this one, and you would look at this level, which is 3,150. Yeah, there is a lot of resistance to the upside, like a lot of levels here, and we need to break all of them. But it's actually, first, we already have this momentum, and if you want to go down, you basically would have to go lower than this previous low, and that would be much harder than to push, let's say, $100 or $200 from here upwards, because despite of this resistance, because of just the relative value of the change in the price. And because if you would not go lower, then a lot of people will buy at the same point as the previous low, to like an expectation of the double bottom. So this is the first thing. And also, even we will go just only like to $100-$200 here, then it would be even easier to go to this side, to those $4,100, than to return back to this level and lower. So technically, again, it's easier to go up than go down, even from the like general resistance support perspective. We already had a lot of the bearish price action along this triangle, and it looks like it is accumulation to the of the long positions, because otherwise there is no reason to make this pump here. It will be like false breakout and will go down after that. And also you can look at the volume, especially on the daily chart. Let's switch it. You can see that recently we had this nice pattern of the daily chart volume, something like this, and we were saying that, you see, we have the declining of the volume with time, and we expected something to happen before this apex of this triangle will be reached. And finally, you see right now we have this likely to go back to test this one, the next level, and together with this line. The fact itself, actually, which I'm talking about, the 200 weeks moving average, wasn't broken, and that the fact itself, this fact itself is very convincing and very positive in my opinion, because everybody were expecting like the price will go to 2000 or something, but this sort of even such a pessimistic price action didn't lead to such drop, but instead we returned. And again, I would expect this accumulation to be sold, or actually the price should go high because of this accumulation to the long side. So, well, we'll see what will happen. The thing is that it is sort of an excuse of this to happen because of some news, and actually those news happened even like a couple of days before. There was a leakage of the it's now it is in CoinDesk, so it seemed to be not really the fake news, because previously it wasn't that clear, but this one is more or less convincing. And also they don't say anything specific like we will approve ETF in February or something, or like whatever, but they say that it will be eventually approved. And well, people say, oh, okay, let's go buy and moon. At least you should realize that this is still a manipulative move. If you look at this chart in a 1 minute time frame, then it's basically obviously a manipulative move. And the fact that this happened and it is used as an explanation for this move, it doesn't hold any kind of critics, because you see, if it will be the like joint market decision to go like here to gradually, at least not that fast, then I would agree. But now it's obviously manipulation. But still, such news, and people are rambling about it and so on. I should mention, that there's no such thing in here in CoinDesk, but there was another article saying that how this guy was referring to Winklevoss twins Gemini ETF, which was rejected. And the thing is, he said that there was a voting 3-1 against it. So 75% was against, and 25% were for ETF. 25% were okay with that ETF. So now you can imagine how the things are looking, or how the things are with VanEck Solid X, because it's much more reliable and just positive in general sense. So moreover, probably Gemini will submit again, and with the newer conditions of the market, there is a very high chance that they will be accepted indeed. Another thing is that we all know that the interesting thing about Litecoin happened, that it's actually like one of the market leaders right now. I mean, in terms of the growth, implied that those tweets from Charlie Lee from Litecoin, he was saying that Litecoin is trying to implement some privacy features. The privacy feature arguably better than others like Monero and Zcash. Well, at least at some point, it is quite strong argument. So that is why it is at least speculated that was the reason of Litecoin rise. But actually, all the others have had like enough of the rise as well. What I shall mention though is that if you'd compare it with the Bitcoin, not so many coins got the real nice rise. So some of them had like minus, well, okay, it's the stable coin, but still, if you look at the negative side, -2, -3, -4, a lot of the coins got some dump years ago. But again, and we'll see like 4,000 plus because of this pump through the Tether coin. We'll see though. And the last probably thing which I shall say is that as altcoins got a lot of the rallies. So if it is correct, then the price will probably go not from only for Bitcoin, but a lot of the altcoins, and it will be it may be very extended not just maybe 4,100, maybe we can go to the higher high, and that would be quite impressive. But just don't forget that there is no like 100% guarantee that if we'll go above certain level, then we will not be able to return to 2000. It's just that it will be less likely, less probable, but still we have this chance to go lower. So bears, don't well remain like keep your hopes, right? So we'll see. I also must say that me personally, I don't want to buy here and I want to sell. I just will keep my positions before, which I had before, and I will just follow the trend. I expected that the rise is more likely to happen than the drop. We talked about this several times ago, and indeed this is happening right now. So if we'll break this triangle resistance, then things will be much more, even more positive, in my opinion. Okay guys, I think many details we can talk about right now, but let's be patient and just look at the price, how it will evolve. And the last thing probably about the pointed out several times before, and so this is the area to look at. So very positive so far, and we'll see guys, we'll see. So safe trading once again, and hope to see you tomorrow in the next update. Goodbye guys.